and doing an undergraduate program in culinary and global business or hospitality management for 3 years with us and investing a lot of money, we rather prefer that, first of all, the base will be doing in Kenya. And in Kenya is a great opportunity because Kenya is one of the best tourism attraction in the country. So you can give us a possibility to do their internship each year as we do it in Switzerland. So the strong investment that Kenyan parents or African parents need to do, it is actually 1 year, the final year. And I believe many students have the possibility to carry on and get a superb degree, a dual degree, BHMS Switzerland, and also Robert Gordon UK, which is our partner. But the greatest part, which we will discuss later on, what I'm going to do it afterwards, when I'm finished doing my study program. I invest 2 years in Kenya, and then after I came here in Switzerland, I spent a lot of money, and then what's happened? Well, don't worry, because the BHMS, again, always together with Bowman Institution, we will provide an international placement. So as soon as you finish with your degree in Switzerland, you go home, you pick up the visa from that specific country, and then the student may go either to America, may remain in Europe, may go to UAE, or may go to another Asian country. So our ratio looks like that. Out of 1,000 students yearly, we have about 40%, 40, they may end it in America. 30% they may remain in Europe or UAE, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, which is the top most technology, hospitality and culinary place in the world that we say nowadays, together with maybe Shanghai or Beijing, some other places, or Bangkok, some big cities that I can just mention to you at the moment. And 30% our European students love to go to Kenya, to Madagascar, to Mauritius, to superb resort, or either going to Asia to work. So we have one problem. We have too many jobs opportunity when you finish working than a student. So actually the ratio of a job is always higher than actually the ratio of the student are finishing every year at BHMS. So this is just shortly explain it. And I believe later on I will come back again more in details about your salary, about your study program, how do you study. We're implementing a block system which makes your life easier when you go through an examination and so on. So these things we will discuss later on. Please, back to you, Mr. Johnson.
Great, thank you very much. And now I'll just introduce Chef Chris Burton. How are you, Chris? How are you, Chef?
I'm very well, thank you, Johnson. I'm good to be here again.
How are you?
This is my second one. The first one I did with Chef Leonard down there in Switzerland, who's a very good friend, an old colleague of mine that we worked together many times. So you know, we've got dual interest in this as well. So I know BHMS very well.
Very good, great, Alan.
Yeah, Chris, maybe you can highlight to us what it is that we've been going through so far. We're in this pandemic situation. Things have not been very normal, but how is everything for you with the studies right now?
I think certainly for culinary, obviously we can't do face-to-face classes. That's an obvious scenario. The management here made a decision right at the beginning, which I think was such a great decision, that we would take everything online. I think that was it was before anybody was thinking about it. We actually went online. The management decided to go all our academic classes online, which we're doing now very, very successfully. We also in the culinary department made the decision that we were going to, because we couldn't do any face-to-face, we would start to do some tutorials. So what we did, with the support of Johnson and my team, we made, I think, about 45 tutorial videos in the kitchen, in service, and we actually use those now for all our teaching. So I will do a class, I will do a theoretical class, and then I will also link this in with a tutorial video, which actually gets the students actually seeing the food being cooked. I've also been encouraging them to cook at home. It's been a bit of a battle, but many students have actually cooked the video, cook the food that we showed them on the video. We have WhatsApp groups. I've introduced WhatsApp groups. I'm getting good with technology. So they will post their photographs of the food that they've actually cooked online, so everybody can see, which is working. I think it's working quite well. But we will have to keep certainly theoretical subjects online this term. We will probably do next September as well, but hopefully we can open, in fact, we are going to open face-to-face back in September in our third term. I don't know if you want me to talk about that, Johnson, or...
I think let's talk about it right at the end, so they keep watching.
We excite people. But yeah, so no, but for us, it's going very well. I think you know exactly how many students we've got. I think we've got nearly 400-ish, not far off, online. There's been one or two little issues about, you know, students don't tend to want to get dressed up for online classes. So we've been quite strict, I think, on dress code and things like that. Absences, if they haven't got the video turned on, we mark them absent, you know, things like that, that we need to still instill discipline. You know, we're in a hospitality industry that it thrives, as we know, on discipline, and our students have to understand this. So these are the little teething problems, but other than that, I think it's been very successful.
Great, thank you very much, Chris. Anya, let me ask you, how have you dealt with this situation? We know now you're back to face-to-face learning. What are you going through right now?
So here everything is almost, well, I say almost, back to complete normal. So we are back to face-to-face classes, and the students, I think it's still different to have the face-to-face than the online classes. So they are really enjoying the face-to-face classes now. We still keep the distance, which is a 1.5 meter between each student and between the professors. However, we anyway have small classes, so there is no big difference with that. For the restaurant, for the canteen, we still also keep the distance of 1.5 meter when entering the restaurant, but the students are allowed to sit between 6, 8 people per table. So here it's summer now, students, they go to the lake, they enjoy sunbathing. It's just very, very beautiful at the moment in Lucerne. So life is back to complete normal. Just in public transportation, it's compulsory to wear mask. So
okay, all right, great, thank you.
And everything.
If you allow me to add something on it, yes. This is a problem which happened all over the world. So many universities were not ready to give an online classes. For example, the normal classes learning spectrum, you have the two face-to-face or blended, which are less online, right? Face-to-face, we are back now since already 3 weeks, like Ms. Onja just said it before. And then you have hybrid and online, which are 70 to 100% online classes. And in some cases, in some of the country, in some university, you may have problem with the Wi-Fi system, the connection system. And like the Chef Barton said it before, we were talking about the uniform, even though if you go online classes, you have to show yourself that you're dressed properly and so on. So these are facts which really we need to work on it, and it is not easy. So we had done the last 3 months, and we are very happy to come back to a, let's say, kind of a slowly to a normal life. Like she said it before, Ms. Onja, we still have to keep a distance, 1.5 meter. We are lucky because we offer classes, which are theory classes, maximum, you have 20 students. So we with our space of our classes is bigger enough to keep distance and to sit all the students together. And this is a great opportunity. But for you to continue, what I think Mr. Barton is doing from his culinary part is just great, because he's also connected on WhatsApp, and he makes sure that the students are trying to prepare the meals, which he shows on the video, how to do a fish dish, a vegetarian dish, an appetizer, or a main course and a dessert. And I think this is the way you can continue and provide a good education at Balmer College. That's just perfect.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Now, maybe you can let us know. You do have students who came from BIT who are currently in Switzerland right now. How did they take, or what happened to them during this time when the pandemic was on, and what are they doing right now?
So I think that Ms. Onja, she will then answer this question because
Yes.
she met nearly every day those students. I see them just a few days ago, the student, and when I say hello, they're smiling, they're happy, they're going out, they're going to the lake for a walk, eating an ice cream. So it looks like they enjoy their life, but I rather prefer that Onja maybe explain a few details, what happened during end of March, April, and May, where the pandemic was in the clue in Europe and included in Switzerland. Please go ahead.
So thank you, Alan, for this question. So actually, for all of us, it was a shock here. Like suddenly, we just stopped the class and we are now going to online. So of course, you're somehow disappointed. But then I think after a while, you're used to the online class. And I think the students at the beginning, they were really enjoying it because they only have to wear, let's say, a shirt and then pajama under this. So they were actually enjoying also at that time. And then they could also pick up from the canteen. They can just take away the food and go back to the room and just enjoy the rest of the day in the room. And what is very important here to say is for the students, what was the most important for them is the accommodation, the quality of the accommodation, because it's where they spend most of their time. So if they are not in a good, in comfortable room, they want to, they will be in depression. So that's what we really offer here at the HMS is that room, they have kitchen, they can also cook, they have balcony, they can still go out and have fresh air outside for a few minutes. And then I think this is very important to say that the room, if it's comfortable, the students didn't have any problem at all. They were enjoying, but they're also happy now at the moment. They're back to face. They can see their friends. They can enjoy the summer like normal.
Okay, I think, sorry if I want to just add something on it. I think you're right, Anja. What the priority is the quality of the accommodation. They're actually apartment, and they're maximum 2 to 3 person living in an apartment. So you have a 2 person using the same shower, 2 person using the same toilet. So it's a quality living standard. So we don't have 8 to 10 or a 12 or a 15 student in a huge apartment. Each of them has his own bed or his own room. It is, you feel more comfortable. Like she said, when you want to pick up the food at the restaurant, you go down, you have your takeaway section, or you want to sit down, then we make sure there is enough space for everybody, there is no contact and so on. And that's what we have done. And our chef Leonard, done just a tremendous job to build up and prepare all this together with our definitely service team in the restaurant. That was just great. What maybe they missed before was going like Monday to Thursday to a la carte restaurant, which they were enjoying an a la carte menu, 2 different kind of a menu, so the student can sit down, they can choose from a meat menu or a fish menu or the vegetarian menu, and they got served. That was maybe missing. But for the rest, I think we really tried the best to accommodate them and feel them very comfortable. And this is a priority for students that come into Switzerland and they spend a lot of money. We have to make sure that we're delivering a proper service. Service is the key element of everything. That's it.
Yeah, and since our face-to-face classes are back, our a la carte restaurant is also open.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, all right. Great, thank you. Now, you mentioned you're now back to face-to-face classes. How are you managing it, and is there or is there a paranoia, or are students scared of being back to face-to-face classes?
Actually, sorry, can I? Actually not. Actually, they were mad to think, when can we go back to face-to-face? You know? So we have to stop and I said, no, wait. And then around the 20th of May, we started normal to face-to-face, the end of May 27th, sorry. So since 3 weeks, we started already the face-to-face classes. At the beginning, already a month ago, we had, oh, well, we can go back to face-to-face classes when you allowed us and so on. So we were following the government rules. So I said, no, wait a minute. I know there is not pandemic. So people actually react against that, because when they go out, they see they go into a shopping mall, they enter into a little boutique, is nobody wearing a mask on the road. Now what we're doing during the summer, since there's a lot of tourists around, so we ask the people when they go in a train or in a bus to wear a mask. But anywhere else is free of mask. So you really don't see this, how should I say, pandemic reaction. Oh, this guy's too close to me, be careful and so on. No, this is not the case of Switzerland. And thank God we hope it's going to carry on like this. That's what it is. So it was rather the reaction opposite, or Anja also can add something else on it.
Yeah, of course, there are also few students who are afraid, so which is understandable and which is normal. So we also allow them to wear mask if they want to in class.
No problem.
So no problem at all. We have the sanitation also.
Every corner you have a sanitized spray, everything. It's in every floor in front of the classes, so people can use and wash their hand properly before entering to class. So this is not a problem. And we don't allow people to shake hand, as you know, you do maybe with the arm and so on. Young people can sometimes to hug each other. I do understand. I would love to wish to shake hands sometime, but we try to minimize that, to really don't do it at all. I rather prefer not, sorry, you know, I know it's okay, but I prefer not. So this is something.
Giovanni, just a quick one. Giovanni, I spoke with you, I think it was around April when the pandemic had really hit Switzerland. And I remember I was very concerned about the students in BHMS, and you told me that so far there was no student, or BHMS as an institution had no cases.
In fact,
so could you now tell us, how did you guys manage that? Because that's not an easy thing to do.
Well, you want to say, or okay. So, well, first of all, what you have to do, you have to follow the government rules. You know, because here in Switzerland, we are very strict with one thing. And I think Mr. Helen maybe knows that. You are half a Swiss, so you know how very strict are the Swiss people. Not that African are not, I don't want to minimize that. but here you really have to follow, because if you don't follow, you're going to get a fine. And I tell you, the fine is many thousands of dollars that you have to pay. So first of all. Secondly, you have to think about it, that you are a school where you invite students from all over the world. So there, the quality of service and control, it's even higher. It's on a red alert. Secondly. Third, you need to buy the right product, that the student can use it, that they have gloves, that they have the special spray, that they have the special soap, and so on, in every corner of the building. Then you have to provide water. If they feel like it's a bit dry and so on, they have to drink water. The rooms, the apartment, maximum you have 3 students, and there is a space enough there. We at the beginning, we told them, please do not go out too far, stay around in the neighborhood, like going to the football field, going to the basketball field, next to the towers of the city of Lucerne, where there's a lot of nice green area where people could walk, next to the lake or next to the river. So not many people around. And we told them at the beginning, please avoid to go in restaurant to begin with. And now it's everything open, and we are happy about that. And like we had during the pandemic time, teachers were doing online classes, so to avoid any contact with the student. And this is also was very important to don't get the gain number in the school. So, oh, wow, we have 5, 6, 7, 8 cases. But really, we are lucky because we strictly check on the government rules, and we are happy that no one was infected. We are really, really happy about that. And I think someone up there, our lovely God, bless us and tell us, okay, you're doing a good job, so take care of yourself. This is very important.
Very good. Very good. Alan.
Yeah, great. Thank you for that, Giovanni. Now, one of the things that was highlighted by Johnson and yourself is the benefits of this partnership between BIHC and BHMS is the assistance you get to start off a career in the hospitality field even after you graduate. Now, after the whole pandemic, how do you see the future being? Okay, are the opportunities going to be as many?
Yes. Let me say for the audience are listening to us, because you're a professional people,
Yeah.
exactly. The possibility to find in a junior management position, or entering in a top kitchen, in a Michelin, a Gold Mio level or whatever, or in a top hotel, going working in the kitchen and 3 to 4, 5 years, have your experience. Then later on, maybe you say, wow, I have an idea. I want to open my own business. I want to have a app which is related to food. So I work less and I make more money. So today, young people are very smart. They can have a lot of different possibility to do that. But the greatest things about, from the worst happening to the pandemic, where we saw many people infected in the world, a lot of people dying, in some of the countries still dying, like in Brazil, in America. We hear the news every day about this problem. Thank God, and I hope it's going to be like this, and in Africa, less people will be infected. Is maybe because of the weather there, or I don't know what, but we have less contagious cases in the African continent. I'm very happy for you. But the possibility to get a better job, either in the culinary department, or if you study hospitality, you want to work in a hotel and you want to start your career as an F&B controller, or you want to work in the sales department or the HR or a marketing department as a junior management position, they are far more double up today after the pandemic. Why? All over the world, you have the normal, typical teaching methodology. You go into class. Most of the university, 95% of the university are delivering the same topics. Then at the end of the teaching methodology, you have to give an examination. But all those students, and I'm talking about 82 to 83% all over the world, those people are unemployable. So you, us, we are in a good condition, because we are teaching, you're given an education with books, with great teachers and professors, which are teaching your student or our student. And then that theory, we implement it, we mix it and put it into the practical. And then the student realizes, wow, gosh, wow, the book is plain and the teacher is actually a little bit different than the reality. So 85% of the university, what are they doing? They just give theory, 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 which is okay. But at the end of the day, no employer today, and even more now after this pandemic, will taking a student who has no working experience. So tell us, our student or your student, you are lucky, because we give you the opportunity to learn a job. Definitely say, oh, I don't get anything, not much money and so on. But that's okay. You are young. You're at the beginning of the career. But within the 2-3 years, and when you're coming to do our final year at the BHMS in Lucerne, then you can start picking up your position and working and getting a proper salary. So either into the hospitality career, or a catering business, or restaurant business, or a kitchen opportunity, or either you say, I want to study, get my degree in global business. No matter which degree you will follow with us or with you, you will get a greater opportunity to enter into the business world, because you have done an internship. And the internship gives you the opportunity to get these soft and hard skills. And then if I'm going to learn engineering or medicine, I will never learn that. I may learn after when I'm over 30. But now our students, they're learning with 18 already. And that gives a stronger basic point to enter into the business world. I think it's just phenomenon for us, our students. They should take the opportunity and apply immediately for a course, because there is a future for them, 100%. I cannot explain it another way.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Thank you for that, Giovanni. Chris, let me ask you, the lockdown has been eased now. Okay, slowly we're starting to prepare to go back to normal ourselves. What preparatory or preparation work are you doing, or how are you getting ready to start welcoming students back to face-to-face classes?
Well, I mean, we have regular meetings at the management here. We had a meeting yesterday to discuss how we're going to open. We made the decision that we were going to open in September, as you, Johnson and Alan, already know, and we're going to go back to face-to-face classes with obviously with social distancing. The classes will be smaller. As far as the kitchen's going, we need to start looking at our processes, our due diligence, because not only do we have HACCP, we have to add COVID into the scenario too. So students need to make sure they have to wear masks. The sanitizers will be, as is happening in Switzerland, there'll be sanitizers on every corner, hand washing. The emphasis is going to be on cleanliness, of course. We made the decision, I think we're going to have no more than 15 students in a face-to-face practical class. We're lucky here, we have 3 kitchens that will be in operation. We have our new kitchen that will hopefully, fingers crossed everyone, that will come online within the next, I want to say month, I want to be optimistic. We have, I could turn the camera around because I'm looking outside here. We have 3 massive containers here that are full of kitchen equipment that will be put into our kitchen, but we can't get the engineers over because they're stuck in South Africa. So once we've got these people over from South Africa, we can open our kitchen, which will give us another kitchen, which is a state-of-the-art kitchen, which will be incredible, which is already built, except that it needs to have the equipment put inside. So that will give us another string to our bow, and you know, then we've got 4 kitchens, and maybe, who knows, in the future we may even have 5 kitchens. Who knows? But you know, we're onwards with it, and we have plenty of space. We need to clear backlog. Seems a bit of a wrong word, but we need to clear from this term at the beginning of next term. So we need to get all our practicals through next term at the beginning of next term for the students that didn't manage this term, which we have a plan to do. It's going to be intense, certainly for the teachers, but we have to do it. So then we can hopefully get back to normal sort of October time and get back to some kind of normality. Yes, there's going to be still online teaching. I think that's going to be a definite. We want to minimize, I think, the amount of students on campus for social distancing. That's why we will reduce our practical classes. But I think, you know, we have a plan. We're well on with it, and I think we're all desperate to get back to normal, if there is a normal. And speaking to students, they're saying the same. I mean, you know, we do a lot of work on Instagram and Twitter, and you can see from the students they really are chomping at the bit to get back, as we all are.
Great. Thank you very much, Chris. Johnson, Chris mentioned something there about backlog. Now, with regards to internship placements, of course, there has been some pause. Okay, how are we dealing now with ensuring that yes, we are going to go back to normal? Okay, how big is the backlog, and how is it going to be dealt with, and how long will it take to come back to normal?
Well, Alan, I think this, in terms of all our operations, I think the internships has been the biggest challenge, right? Because this is obviously influenced by external forces, right? We can't force the hotels to open so that we can place the students on internship. So it really does depend highly on how well we reopen the economy, so how busy our hotels will be. So I'm very impressed with some of the hotels in Kenya. I'm not sure if I should mention them here, but there's some hotels that are doing very, very well. Yeah, you can see hotels registering 80% occupancy during this period, yeah, which is impressive. you can see hotels slowly bringing back their full-time staff, their professional workers, which is very good also for the economy. So hopefully, the more we keep getting out there, going into the restaurants, going into the hotels, we open up the airspace so that the international tourists can come in, then that's what's going to allow us to finally start placing our students. One thing that I'm very pleased about is our partners, all these hotels and restaurants that we work with, who are still very keen to work with us and to work with our students. We've been hearing from the panelists here, Alan, who you've been speaking with,
Yes.
that right now, every single employer, not just in Kenya, but around the world, and I'm sure Giovanni and Onja can tell us the same thing, is right now all employers are looking for skilled workers, right? Our industry is notorious for bringing in people with low skill because you're looking to pay them less, you know? And right now you cannot take that risk, right? In this industry, you cannot take that risk to bring in someone and start teaching them HACCP. They're not going to get it. You're going to have to take someone from a quality institution that is trusted, that is COVID-19 preventive, compliant. So I think, Alan, I don't want to give a specific date on when we can place all our students, but one thing for all the students that are watching now is definitely there's students that completed the term 5 just when the pandemic hit. So definitely that cohort is going to be our priority, and then we'll just move backwards from there.
Great, thank you very much.
Can I add something on it? There's a very good point that you brought up, that many employers come back to you. The same is with us here in Switzerland. So slowly, every day, the people are looking for 3 person, 5, 7, 10, and so on. But the good that you say, they are looking for our student. Why? For several points. They are well trained. They are flexible. They can present themselves in front of a manager or a people and so on, because we teach them properly how to dress properly, how to talk properly. They may learn languages like we do it here. We give it 2 extra languages. And these are very important points. And this is why managers, they are looking only for students like this. You want to choose another study direction? I wish you all the best. But let me tell you, this pandemic, it will be not finished soon. It may carry on another few years. We may have to live with this standard of a technology or a system working within the business, in an office, in the school, a university. But that's, shall I say, a negativity which will carry on for many years. And this is why hospitality, culinary student, or a student who wants to study global business with us, they are ready after getting their degree. And that's what every employer wish to see a new candidate enter into the business. And this is again is a key point that you, BIHC and BHMS, we are delivering not only the education, but we bring the student to open the door of the business. You see, when I went to school 100 years ago, they told me, get a degree and then you get a job. Yeah, okay. So, no 100%. Today, degree, yes, it's important, but that's not the key. The key is what you have done it. What can you do for me? Do you learn anything besides learning the formula or the Excel tabella, which is also important, but you need to cope with me or working with me or cooperating in my business if you're able to do something. And we give the opportunity to the student. And I think this is far more important than anything else. This professional side, the professionalism, how to prepare the student. And the student, they learn also by themselves, learning by doing in many cases also.
Yeah. And Giovanni, I just want to add, I saw the newsletter coming from BHMS, and one of our alumni, actually, she got a scholarship, Diana, that she got an internship just recently at the Chedi. The Chedi is, I think you can tell us more about the Chedi, or Onja.
Because she was there just a few days ago, or 2 weeks ago, I think. And we were making a film there at it's one of the most spectacular hotel in in the world, and one of the #1 in Switzerland. So please, Anja, you tell us about your experience, and you met the student also.
Yeah, so a few weeks ago, that the CEDI, they were looking for candidates for the F&B, for reception. So then they asked our internship office, and then our internship office, they proposed Diana and few other students. Need to mention that one of our students from Uganda as well, she also got the same position at the CEDI Hotel, which is one of the most luxurious hotel in Switzerland or in the world. So they did the interview on Skype, and she got accepted directly. So that's also worth to mention, that the employer doesn't even need to see in person our candidate. Like they trust BHMS and the quality. So they employed her directly.
So you see, for example, what our office, the internship office for Switzerland, or the international placement office, because we have two different teams working on it. But let's say for the Swiss internship, company call us and I say, please send me 3 students, 2 for a culinary, 1 for a front office, 1 as a night auditor, 1 in housekeeping and so on. And they trust us. So they don't even want to see the candidate. Most of the cases, they send the contract, we have to fill in, we have to explain step by step to the student, be careful, don't do this, otherwise you have to pay a penalty. So we explain the rules. It takes at least 1.5 hours each student to explain. And only when the student understands the contract, then he will sign it. Because most of the contracts are done in German, in French, or in Italian, because our country is divided into 3 spoken areas. Some international company, they send us an English contract, but so far are not that many, maybe 10 to 15%. But 85% of the contract are only with the local languages. So not many Asian or African or other European student can speak perfect German or French or Italian to understand what's written on every article in the 4 or 5 pages of contract. So this is important, that we are taking care and we give it the proper service and they understand what they're signing. That's the first step. And secondly, like I said it before, most of the company ask us for employee and we just send it to them and we tell the student, yeah, you got a contract, but please this weekend maybe go have a look or drink a coffee. So you realize in which business you will go to work in the next 2 months and so on. So, and that's a great point, because students don't need to look for a job. And imagine how much stress you release from the whole examination, going to study every day, Monday to Friday classes. It's not a joke, because we're not doing it 9 months like a normal university, but we do it in 6 months. So everything is squeezed in into 6 months, but we are delivering better. Why? For example, we're doing a block system. So our students, they have to concentrate every 5 weeks only 3 subjects. So you don't have to carry 10 to 12 subjects every week and to study. And then at the end of the 6 months, you have 12 to 13 exams plus language examination. And these poor students, I'm sorry, I'm for them, you know, drinking coffee and Red Bull the whole week to stay overnight and memorize every book. Doesn't make nonsense, I'm sorry. But doing 3 subjects in 5 weeks, then on the 5th week, Monday you have an exam, Wednesday you have the 2nd, and Friday you have the 3rd. And at the end of the 6 months, you may have 2 or maximum 3 exams to deliver. All the other institutions in Switzerland or in Europe or in another country, at the end of the 6 months, you are facing 12 to 14 exams. And believe me, and on top of it, you have the stress to find a job. So it's a huge amount of pressure against the student. So we try to not make it easier, it's still difficult, but we make a little bit more pleasant for study first, and also later on that you get the job. Then if your job, you like it 100% or no 100%, this is not up to us. This is, you have to get used to it, to the system, to our Swiss system. That I want to explain it, that it was very important to make you understand those students are online to listen to us. It's a credible, realistic future, because then at the end of a study, what you have, we are taking care of every student to go and work in America or some part of Europe. And I explain again, if you're coming this year, we still have 3 intakes, August, October, and November. So when you come in towards the end of the year, till you finish in 2021, for sure you're going to get enough international job placement. We are already getting slowly now. Like myself, I could fly now to Kenya, but when I arrive in Nairobi, I have to stay 14 days in quarantine. So it's no need to fly now. But approximately, I also discussed with Emirates manager. They are saying by the first week of August, they should open the international flight normally, regularly. So let's hope for the best. So it is
Great.
everything is possible in the next few weeks or months, let's say.
Great. Thank you, Giovanni, for that. You've actually answered already what I wanted to ask about advice for current and future students, okay? But I would like to ask Johnson and Chris to summarize for us what advice they have and how to look forward to the near and the distant future with BHC.
Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all got to take this very positive. I think we're in a difficult situation, but I think I can see light at the end of the tunnel. As Giovanni said, that the airport's opening, we're going to be able to fly again, hopefully, with restrictions, of course. But so I think certainly for me and many other people, the last 4 months has been a big learning curve for all of us, certainly in education, because we've had to look at other ways of educating our students. And I think certainly here at BIHC, and I'm sure at BHMS, I've been very proud and very privileged because I think we've done a very good job. It's been difficult. We've had to think out of the box. But we've done it, and we're still offering a very good education. And I think, yes, the students may complain that there's no practical, but I think still they're getting a top class education, even online, even for formats as we're doing now with videos and talking to the students. And I think that the future is bright. Yes, once we get back in September, we get back to the practicals and they start using the knives again and we start cooking and we start, maybe they will forget. But I think I'm very positive about the future. So certainly here in Kenya, I think it's been here since January. It's been an eye opener because everybody's very positive, I have to say. So so I'm very positive about the future. Johnson.
Thanks,
Johnson.
And I think, I just want to echo what Chris said about staying positive. It's something that since the pandemic hit Kenya, that BHC we've tried to communicate very clearly to our students and their parents is, stay positive, and then think different, right? As we know it, I keep reading some very interesting articles where there's this argument that the world will never be the same. We'll never go back to the way things were in 2019. Things are going to change, right? Now we have, Zoom and all these, and Skype and all these. Skype was there for a long time, but now look at where we are, right? So you think different. I think my advice to all the students out there right now is think differently, think digital as well, right? So I know many students have been speaking to some students telling me that they're waiting for the pandemic to end so that they can start a small restaurant. Why not do it online? Yeah, why not do it online? So the possibilities are endless if you think differently, right? So my advice here is stay positive for sure, but definitely think outside the box. It'll definitely help you. And then for Giovanni and Onja, as we close now, what's your advice now to the Kenyan students here at BIHC and even from other institutions that are watching this? What's your advice to them? Maybe Onja, you could start.
Johnson. So what I advise, as you say, think outside the box. Now technology is evolving in the trend in the hospitality industry. Now there is a QR code, all the contactless, automation, Internet of Things. So there are a lot of solutions to all this problem and this COVID-19 pandemic. So you don't have to worry and to wait till end of the year, till next year. You need to start now to think about your future. Just remember that nowadays employers, they recruit, they are looking for skilled students, students who can communicate, who can organize themselves, young professionals who can show their leadership. So that's my advice for all the young Kenyan, African, and I'm here also for the application process. I will guide step by step from the admission to the visa process, so you don't have to worry about that as well. So, Mr. Rivai.
Yes, I would just want to thank you, Anja. I would like to add something extra on top of it. So I don't want to be boring, but allow me to say I wish to see as many Kenyan or African students come into BHMS and study at our institution, which actually you need only is 1 year left. It's not 3 years. It's 1 year investment. I know it's a lot of money, but with some strong willingness, I think your parents, together with you, the son and the daughter, they can work on it to save money and then apply for a BHMS for 1 year program. It is 6 months study, I repeat again, followed by 6 months of a guaranteed paid internship. And maybe you saw me, I was touching the laptop, I was not playing with that, but I just saw the daily change, Kenyan shilling, KES, and CHF, which is our Swiss francs. So the normal regular gross salary in Switzerland for our student, it is 2,390 Swiss francs, 2,390. So $2,420. And the salary is in Kenyan shilling is a 272,000 Kenyan shilling for our student. And that every month for 6 months. Then you get a degree, and we will show you where you can start your career. And that everything happened in 1 year. But before, don't forget, you have to go to BIHC, Boma International College. There you get the stepping to enter later on, go abroad, coming to Switzerland, and then getting an international placement. 2 years at Boma, finalize in Switzerland BHMS. And I tell you, you have lots of opportunity. There you can always find a job when you carry on the 3 year study. Believe me, 100%. If I will be 20 years old, I will go back and do it again, exactly the same scenario, straight away, like I done 45 years ago. So I wish to all the audience and students who are seriously thinking about the career, it's not easy because nothing comes easy. So nothing comes from something that you've done it. You have to work hard, but at the end, believe me, you can have always a jobs opportunity and anywhere in the world. You can discover the world. And after 7 or 8 or 5 or 10 years, you come back to your country. Because believe me, the future is always in your country. The story says, oh, I go to America and build my career. That's over. Today, your country is your future. You have many possibilities. And Kenya is one of the countries which in the next 5 to 10 years, believe me, is going to grow up 10 to 12%. Believe me, for sure. That's the way I can see. I love to come to visit your country. I love the African people, especially Kenyan people, and I know exactly how you suffer sometimes, but I know exactly also you have the opportunity and you're smart enough to build a business. So we show you how to do it, and then you have to do it. Very simple. I cannot add anything else on that. Thank you again for all of you, Chef Barton, Mr. Allen, and Mr. Johnson to invite us for this, let's say, summarizing situation of COVID and possibility study at your college, and then coming to a BHMS institution later on in Switzerland. I think that later on, if they need to get more information, they will go by your office or give you a call. And then we are here, especially Ms. Honja. She has to do the whole work. I'm sorry if I have to say so. So then you have to carry on. But she know why she's doing it, because she can tell from the beginning into every single details, help the student. So student, don't worry, she's taking care, and Boma School before will explain you in and out what happened when you're going to Switzerland, what happened, what you have to study back in Switzerland. Very simple, okay?
Great.
So I thank you very much, and I wish you a lovely weekend, and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Giovanni.
You're welcome.
So before we close, Alan, do you have something to add?
Oh, yes, I would like to approve, if I may, or support the points that Giovanni just brought out. Of course, when for me personally, when I was growing up, BIT and I did not know BHMS, but I myself went through a similar case where I went to Luton, I got a degree, and I made it back to Kenya, okay, and I have had a wonderful career. So I would also like to encourage the students to think carefully about what it is that they would like to do. You know, it's not going to be easy, but we are going to be there to guide them for sure, definitely, and show them the way, and together with a lot of positivity, there is a bright future in the industry.
Just sorry if you allow me to say just one last thing, to advise the student who want to enter into this business world, hospitality, culinary, global business, and so on, the entire business that we are next to us or behind us or in front of us. If you can check yourself very easily, you're a person that you're curious of something, to know more, then this is your world. If you're not curious, then do something.
Exactly.
Don't even try for it, because there is no, there is the passion missing. Why is it going to be like this? I wanted to know why. And especially in the culinary, you wanted to know why is this flavor change when I put this and I had these extra ingredients. These are the point that you can, let's say, make a test yourself. Yes, that's what I love to do. Or I say, no, I better do something else. Very simple. It doesn't take too much. The passion is there and you are curious in it, in something, go ahead. No problem at all. That's the way I can see.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the Utopia of Hospitality series. It's been 12 very exciting and informative episodes. I just want to, first of all, thank all the panelists that have agreed to come on this platform. They've come from all over the world. We've had people from Switzerland, we've had people from Egypt, in Kenya, in Germany, and it's been such an honor. And as BIC, we cannot express our sincerity. We cannot express our gratitude any further. I mean, it's been such an honor, and we're really blessed to have had all of you.
Thank you.
So as we move forward, just to summarize, is every single panelist, and what we've done is that we've come up with some little a little summary from each panelist that we've had on this series. One thing that we've derived from all of that is that they're all very positive about the industry. What's happening around the world in hospitality has been quite scary. I think you guys all know that. We've seen lots of companies laying off their staff. We've seen some of them closing down. But one thing that we've learned from all these panelists with all their experience, with all their wealth of knowledge, is that the industry will bounce back. Yeah. But it's going to take all of us together. So it's going to take the hospitality schools now to train their students even better than they did before. It's going to take you as a student now to, like I said, think outside the box, stay positive. Maybe this is your opportunity now to disrupt the market with something new, with something innovative that we've never seen before, right? COVID-19, as we've heard and as we've read in so many articles out there, is that it's a reset button, yeah? So let's think outside the box. Let's support our industry. Go out there, support the restaurants that have reopened, support the hotels that have reopened, and this will go a long way to helping all of us. So, ladies and gentlemen, I still want to let you know that if you have any questions that you would like us to specifically give a specific panelist that was on this series, please feel free to reach out to us through info@bit.ac.ke. Remember to follow us on all our social media platforms. You can also reach us there. And finally, as Alan had mentioned at the beginning, we are now gearing up to launch 2 new programs. One is in events management. So if you're interested in that, you can check it out on our website. And if you have questions, then please feel free to give us a call or send us an email at study@bit.ac.ke, and we'll be happy to feed you the information. But other than that, we are also launching our BIC Coffee School. Yeah, so we're very excited about this new project that is SCA certified. Again, this will be up on our website by tomorrow. So please check it out. And if you're interested, if you're a coffee lover, then this is definitely for you. So once again, for the ladies and gentlemen on this particular episode, Alan, Chris, Giovanni, Onja, thank you so much for your time. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. Right?
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Be safe. Be careful. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.